Hi, my name's Nicola, and today, this little vlog that I'm trying out for the first time, so fingers crossed this works out the way that I want it to, but, yeah, trying out new things. It's the lockdown fever, as they call it. Um, so, for those that might know me through social media, I'm also known as Tartan Hobbit. Um, hello. Um, so this vlog is going to be about something very, very close and very personal to me. So, um, it's going to delve into some emotions and feelings that I've never really expressed fully because it's something I struggle with because, like most people, um, I contain a lot of things. I bottle things up, which I know you shouldn't do, but hey, my brain's like a washing machine at the best of times. So, for those that know me well enough, know that I am a huge gamer. Um, I've loved games ever since I was a kid. One of my most prized possessions was my very first PlayStation, all the way back in 2000, I think. Maybe I pulling facts out my ass. I do apologize, but yeah. So ever since then, I've loved games, and I've never really felt like a true gamer up until last year when I played one specific game. A game that I've just grown so attached to, and I've never had that with a game before, so that's something new. It was a that in itself was an experience. Played I've played a lot of games that are really quite emotional and very good, strong story narratives, strong characters. But this game, God, it was in a different league to what I've played before in the past. And that game is Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, I'm a bit late to the party with some things. I tend to join in to fandoms or phases or crazes just as a hype starts to die down. Yeah, that was the case with me with Red Dead 2. Um, I find it funny because the whole of 2018, in regards to all the amazing games that came out that year, I was more excited for the Spyro remaster. Um, but at the end of 2018, I, on a whim, decided through hearing about people talking about it on social media, I'm going to buy Red Dead. Heard good things, so I'm going to try it. See what it's like, you know? It's not a game I usually played at the time. Different story now, then, then again. But I started playing it on January 6th of last year. And I got through as much as I could in regards to working night shift at the time. I was working 12-hour night shifts, so I don't get a lot of time to probably sit down and immerse myself in the way that I would want when it comes to playing games. But anytime I did, it just took off a lot of stress that just accumulated from just being a general adult. Um, but yeah, so I played it like everybody did, and spoilers for anybody that's not completed it. But if you've got to the ending and you've not felt some emotional reaction, you need to check yourself. But because yeah, it was the first game to make me cry, like full on. bawling my eyes out. I've never had that with the game. I almost got close. If you've played Telltale's The Walking Dead and you got to the end of season 1, then you'll know. Almost. Almost got me, but not quite. Red Dead, on the other hand, distraught. Just distraught. I remember going into work a few days after I completed chapter 6, and my work colleagues asking me about it. Yeah, I was like, don't talk to me. Just don't talk to me about it. It's too raw, okay? It's like, if you get me talking about it, you'll get bored. I'll bore you to death. Um, but no, I just loved this game. I loved the universe. The characters were amazing, and Arthur, oh my god, I adore that man. Just my heart just broke for that man. And the performances from the entire cast were just phenomenal. I felt so much pain, loss, happiness for these characters, and anytime something bad or good or funny happened to them, I would feel these emotions. I would feel the joy, I would feel the rage, the sorrow, the guilt. Because I'm quite chicken-hearted when it comes to games like that. Sometimes, I played it as the typical goody two shoes, so it was high honor for me throughout the entire game. And if anything, I was just as upset for my horse. Again, if you played to the end, you'll know what I mean by that. But it came, I think that game came at a really good time. Sorry, yeah, because 2019 was, for better words than none, a really shit year. Like, just horrendous. Um, so whilst I was playing and working alongside, um, started to notice a few months before the end of 2018, my mum was starting to get a little bit unwell. She was getting troubles with her hand. It was like this stiffness, like the hand was getting really weak. Didn't really think anything of it. The doctors told her it was, trapped nerve or something like that. But the alarm bells kind of went off in my head at the beginning of the new year, 2019, when Mum said that her doctor was sending her to a neurologist to get a head scan. And yeah, that triggered off alarm bells, and the voice of doom that is always forever in my head. That cynical arsehole that lives in my head. Yeah, she's not a nice person. She's spiraling around in there at the moment, telling me that this is a dumb idea. Nobody's gonna give a shit really about this. You're just doing it to validate yourself, and in a way, it's getting things off my chest. So I'll be damned if I'm told that these feelings are dumb, because I've heard that so many times, and it's one of the reasons why I bottle things up, is that anytime I do express myself, it seems to get shut down or ignored. And then I feel guilt. Um, I feel embarrassed about it. But yeah, so um, Mum's getting tests done through like the first first early months of 2019, and during this time, I'm still, working away at my job, um, and uh, started the second playthrough. So in the second playthrough, like anybody that started the second playthrough, you take your time, you explore the world more because the world is just so immersive and so distracting. And this was before they included photo modes in the console update. Because let me just say, the game's distracting enough without photo modes, okay? But so I was just working away, and come May, or should I say, my mum, she got her diagnosis. And I figured it was going to be something bad because I always think of the worst case scenario in my head. Really wasn't what I expected it to be. God no. Sorry. She was diagnosed with motor neuron disease, or some people would know it, ALS. Because leading up to that, pain in the hands, not really pain, just the weakness, the general weakness, started to progress a lot quicker, to the point where it was affecting her arm. She wasn't able to go to work anymore. She had to stop driving, and she loved driving. So getting that diagnosis was a real kick in the teeth. More so for my mother, because she spent 61, 60 odd years of life being independent, and then to be told that you had this terminal illness that just robs every essence of any form of independence from you, to the point where you're locked in your own body. You're a prisoner in your own body. Your mind's still active. Your mind's active. Your mind knows everything that is going on. Your mind is aware of everything that is shutting down. And you can't do anything about it. Because that's the nature of the beast. So yeah, for all those that don't know what motor neuron disease or ALS is, I will just give you the Cliff Notes version. Look it up online unless you know what it is that I'm talking about. But everybody will remember the ice bucket challenge from several years back. That's what was in aid of. Strange when I look back on that, and I didn't even think that something like that would come knocking at my door. It's just life, I suppose. Life's a gamble. You're dealt cards that a lot of the time you don't want, but you're just gonna have to play them anyway. That's how life is. But yeah, so the diagnosis came. Sorry, I was gonna say what ALS is. It's Ravel. Sorry. But it's basically when the neurons in your brain start to die and stop working. And the neurons in your brain are vital to everything in your body, from moving every single muscle in your body to the muscles in your lungs to breathe, to speak. Because when they start to die, everything starts to die. And I can remember after the diagnosis came, it must have been several days later, maybe. Can't really remember. Everything was a blur at that point. But I remember going into work and just having a massive anxiety attack. And I hadn't had one in a while. I've had several in the past. They're not nice. Um, so that was fun. Bawling my eyes out in the car park in front of a colleague, making a right arse of myself, as I thought. But yeah, I don't think I ever told Mum that. But she always worried about me, as it was anyway. Only child, so I suppose I can allow her that at least. But yeah, from the diagnosis in May, it progressed really quick, like disgustingly quick. Because come the end of July, she couldn't move. She could barely move. She couldn't get up the stairs anymore. Um, she couldn't go to the bathroom on her own anymore. She needed help with that. She needed help with God, everything. She couldn't even feed herself anymore, and her voice was starting to go. Even now, it's hard looking back on that because I wouldn't want to wish anybody to see that. But yeah, come the end of July, it progressed really fast. And then she got moved into the hospice at the end of July, I think it was. Again, everything was a blur, so but and then everything just went on the accelerator from that point onwards. And yeah, she died on she died in September of last year. And it'll sound strange to some people. I know it would have sounded strange to Mum because she always had her own opinion about my video game habits. She didn't think it was very feminine, whatever that means. But I took a lot of solace in Red Dead. Still do now, because for all that stress and all that pent up emotion, I would just take at least a few hours to just switch myself off the best I could and just traverse this virtual world with these virtual characters that I'd grown attached to, like really attached to, because they just felt so human, more human than any fictional character I've seen in a game. And it was a comfort for me. It's a real comfort because after Mum passed, I just felt really alone. And in ways, I still do now. I have good days and bad days. Um, and especially in regards to what's happening in the world at the moment with COVID, which I'm glad that she's not around for this because she was already very vulnerable as it was. But yeah, so it's a coping mechanism that I used. I remember telling it to my bereavement counsellor, and I think she found it a little bit odd. And I know what she was meaning by can either be either a good distraction or an unhealthy one, depending on the context, I suppose. But I remember just even just doing the little mundane, simple things like hanging around in camp playing dominoes with Hosea, or just taking Arthur fishing out by Lake Olangila or up O'Creagh's Run, and just just taking taking some mental time off the best could because I wasn't in a good place. I like to think I'm getting better. At least I hope I am. Um, but the game has meant so much to me. Can't even fully describe it, what it means to me. And it's wishful thinking to think that any of the cast see this, but if somehow they do end up seeing this, thank you so much. It means so much to me, this game, this universe that you helped craft. It helped me through one of the darkest times that I've went through, and I'll be forever grateful for that. So thank you again for that. I adore the characters. I adore the universe, the world so much. And the story just it helped me process a lot of things in my head that still spin about now. But thank you to the cast, to the writers at Rockstar for making that game. Because good God, I needed it because last year was shit, beyond shit. And more for the point, it's made me feel emotions that I've kept bottled up for so long. Emotions that I sometimes struggle to express myself because I don't like to cry. I try not to. I get embarrassed by it. I feel awkward by it. This game was the first one to make me cry. And that, I would say, is a landmark for me personally. It's like I said, the game meant so much to not only me, but to many people around the world. And I know I am not the only one out there that has used this game as a way to process grief. And I feel your pain for those that have lost loved ones, those that have lost parents. I'd never thought both mum and dad would be gone before I'm even 30. But like I said, That's the cards I've been dealt with, and it sucks. And I know I'm not the only one out there. But, and along the way with this game, I've made friends. I don't think I make friends easy. I can be quite awkward. At least I think I am. I wouldn't say booty a goose usually. But that's where all the nonsensical stuff on Twitter comes from, is from all the shenanigans on online with Jackie and Catherine, or all the other people that I've met online. Sorry if I'm rambling. I need to wrap this up soon. But it means a lot, this game, this universe, the community. It's made me feel validated, it's made me feel accepted. Because I've always felt a bit of the odd fish in the pond. Like the little tubby goldfish that shouldn't really be there. Or just sticks out like a sore thumb. But with this community, it's like there's no shame. You can just be who you want to be. And I've been searching for that sense of belonging for so long now. And I'm just so grateful. So thank you. It means the world to me. Thank you.